Welcome back to Anne Ashwood Oval here in Bathurst, the home of the Bathurst Bulldogs, and you're watching New South Wales Rugby TV. It's City Country Day. We've just seen a great under-16 boys fixture, and now it's time for the under-18 girls. The referee this afternoon will be Ella Goldsmith, and looks like the City side will be running left to right of screen in the royal blue strip. Hamish Bayliss in commentary. I'm joined by Orange Emu's Blouse Cup first grade coach Peter Bromley. And Pete, great afternoon of footy already as City get us underway, as top of 12 degrees predicted. It's probably getting down to high single figures. The beanies and the hand warmers are being used by a well-populated crowd here at Bathurst.
You know, it was a great contest, the under-16 boys. Hopefully this one can be just as tight and willing contest. But the temperature seems to be dropping by the minute as the breeze picks up, and that'll be in favour of the City side in the first half.
Ball goes to the 4, Holly Cameron. City make first use of it. Scrappy ball and Country come up with it. There's Reardon in the 12. Referee Goldsmith says there's been a slight knock on by the Royal Blues, and we'll have our first scrum of the afternoon.
Country looking to put the City girls under some pressure here at breakdown, just like in the previous game. The Country back row had the dominance there over City, and Country looking to have that pressure. If you see the first scrum about to pack, and see what the Country girls can do with ball in hand early in the game.
So Martha Harvey, the Country halfback, will feed the scrum in 9. Ball at the back of the scrum, picked up by Bone. Now they play across field. Inside their own half. Ball's there for Harvey. Away to the right in Chappell. Good willing defence there from the City side. Strong at the breakdown, but referees saying that the City side need to roll away.
Very willing battle at the breakdown so far. The City girls desperate to get past the ball and pressure the girls if they look for a kick for the sideline here. Take them upfield, set the line out, and hopefully they've learnt from the previous game and throw it to the front. So thrower's nightmare out there.
And Zali O'Brien in the 5 finds the line for the Countryside. Yeah, that breeze has been picking up all day, Pete, coming from the north, left to right of screen for our viewers at home. City win the ball. Maleka. Can't come up with it, and Country do. Wide ball. Now it's Harvey. Chappell with another run. Harvey again. McKinnon. Good, strong, willing contact in midfield. Country play back to the right. Find McConaughey. They play out to the left again. There's McKinnon, wide ball. Ball goes in behind Neville and in a touch.
Country stringing a few phases there. Going left, right, pistoning their way up their field, but failing to make any real inroads and use the ball. But give them some confidence in recycling possession early.
City secure the ball. There's Maleka, the 10. Tries to turn the 12 Takataputo under. She does well. Playing advantage now for the City side. Slight knock on from Country. And it'll be a City scrum.
Interesting to see if Country persist with the piston theory, where they look to shift it 2 or 3 phases the same way to make the City forward pack move around, then launch an attack back to the other side. It's their turn to defend now, the Country girls. The City have the scrum feed, 42 out.
So Maleka set to the left, they come back to the right. All a little bit slow for the City side. Country have done well to come up with it through the halfback in Martha Harvey. Now they shift away to the right. That's Zali O'Brien. But it's been stolen by Harden. There's Costa in the 6. Craig in 21. Penalty to City. Just the passing's a little bit behind or over. A little bit inaccurate at the moment from the girls from both sides.
Both sides are just feeling each other out at the breakdown. It's been very willing there. Both teams finding it hard to get clean ball with heavy contact over the ball, both in attack and defence when you get a player over the top. There's plenty of strong contact being made to try and recycle that ball. City look to line out now with a full line out.
They go to 2, they can't find the mark, but the number 7, Harden, has come up with the football. Now they go to Maleka. Maleka looks a little bit wider. Takaputu Toa, she's lost it, and it'll be a Country feed just inside their side of the 22.
City looking dangerous there with a sweeping pass there from the 10, Maleka, trying to free up the centres and get on the outside of the Country girls, but just in the contact there, coughing up possession to let the City girls breathe a sigh of relief as they've got a scrum feed and look to clear it and get themselves out of a bit of trouble here early in the game.
Martha Harvey feeds the scrum. Referee
Gold looking a bit awkward there, and as the scrum was, as they were going backwards there, City having a bit of dominance. They'll be looking to get lower and tighter the Country girls here and secure the scrum win and get themselves out of some hot water down this end of the field.
So Harvey feeds the scrum. Go right through Harvey. It's the 20, willing defence there from the City side. Sweep back to the left through Georgia Chappell. Not enough support at the breakdown, and the City side was strong enough to secure that ball and earn the penalty. So it'll be Maleka again, who will look to plug a corner.
City be looking to convert some of this early pressure and dominance from the scrum as they look for the touchline.
Does well. Does really well, and we'll find it, and we'll have a 5 metre line out.
For a moment there I thought the ball had gone dead. The touch judge didn't raise the flag, and I thought, no, I thought they'd gone dead, but they look for the scrum, the line out throw here and secure possession and potentially drive it home.
Line-outs remain tough for the throwers today. Scrappy ball. City looked like they've come up with it. They're very close, just a metre out. Ball's there. Little pick and go around the edge, but it's scrappy.
Found a knock on in there, so the Country girls live to fight another day and they'll have a scrum, 5 out.
So, Pete, we are playing for the Grace Hamilton Shield. Grace Hamilton was actually born in Orange.
Yes, she was born in Orange.
Captain.
I think the family farm at Panuara, about 30 odd minutes from Orange. But no, we had Grace come to numerous training sessions last year during COVID when lockdowns were on, and Grace is in Orange, so she came to a few of the Emus training sessions with us.
They've got a big few months coming up with a World Cup at the end of the year, the Wallaroos, as they play right to Maleka. Short ball. Takaputolo. And now they come wide to Harden. Harden gets a pass on to Sia Perez. There's numbers out here to the right if they can shift it quickly. There's O'Donnell. Can get it ball away to Lowe. Lowe. Beautiful tackle in the far corner by the 15 Kerr. Tiana Kerr has done really well to solve that problem down that right-hand flank.
Georgia Chappell, the prop there, going to the line and then setting the outside backs with some space and bundled into touch a metre out.
They throw to 4. Difficult conditions to throw to 4. It's won by the City side. They're very close and they're over. It's first points to the City side, and it's Ella Costa scores the opening try for the under-18 girls. But Pete, the country girls decided to throw to 4 in the line out. The ball went over the back. It's a difficult day to throw in these conditions. And Ella Costa, in the number 6 from Illawarra, scores the opening try for the City side.
You can see here the lineouts have been a lottery all day. Unable to hold on to it. Comes down with the ball, and look at that.
Right on the line.
Right on the line. But lineouts have been an absolute bun fight all day. Overthrows, wind blowing. It's been hard to get any dominance at line-out time.
But really, in these conditions, it's got to be a quick set, ball in.
Secure possession at the front.
Yeah.
Get yourself out of trouble. Particularly when you're 5 metres out under pressure.
So Maleka now to add the extras. About 12, 13 metres inside the right-hand touchline. The ball will drift left to right. And it goes away to the right. Misses on the near side, so Maleka can't add the extras. The score remains 5 points to 0 in favour of the City side. It's Hamish Bayliss and Peter Bromley here for New South Wales Rugby TV. Live and exclusive. You're watching from Anne Ashwood Oval here in Bathurst. And the breeze is picking up left to right of screen. We've seen a great day of boys and girls junior representative rugby, and stay with us this afternoon. The under-18 boys, the feature match of the afternoon, will follow. And it's City now, trying to ruck it out from their own end and get some continuity. Ball slow to come. Ball's at the back for Annie Craig, and it's a penalty. Hands in the ruck.
Country trying to put the City girls under pressure at the breakdown there. Bodies going everywhere, but the ball, you can't go in and pick the ball up even though it's there. It's a tease when the ball's on the side like that and presenting itself to you, but you've got to leave that alone. City will find touch.
Peter, are we getting to a stage with this breeze that you're thinking it's a 5, 7, 10 point breeze?
I think so, yeah. It's picking up. It's got to be at least worth a couple of tries, whether it's worth 10 or 14. Kicks are hard to come by, so it's probably more of a 10-point breeze, but there it is again, the line out.
Ball goes over Cameron at the front of the line out. But referee Goldsmith will say it's a knock on from the country girls.
It's hard to remember the successful line out from the previous game, being the under-16 boys, and rolling into this one where the team's been able to secure possession and actually mount some decent attack off the back of it. It's been scrappy for most line-outs, so both teams need to be aware of that when line-out time is, to potentially take the tap or set a scrum.
Fed by Craig, in and out quickly, Maleka. Craig's there, finds the try scorer Ella Costa in the 6. Does well, lays the ball back. Craig, Maleka. Wide ball now to the winger in 14. There's Tuipulotu. Craig. Short ball to Cameron. Quick ball out here. It's on to the right if they can get it there. Maleka. Midfield. Costa's outside. Finds her. Here's Ella Costa. Been really strong in the opening 10 minutes. And the penalty for all offside inside the 10. And Pete, there's a 3 points on offer if the girls want it.
You'd be half tempted here to take the 3, but whether they go for the scrum, I don't think I'd be looking for the line out there. They go point to the sticks to take the 3.
I think that's
and
a
just
wise
keep
decision.
Accumulating points in this first half with the wind behind, with the breeze behind them. You'd like to think you'd almost throw it over from there the way she's been passing her long passes, the 10.
Pete, not only is this a great opportunity for these players to be playing their first, what could be their first taste of representative footy, it's also a great opportunity for the referees, the officials, referees and assistant referees, and also the coaches and managers to be involved in a representative program.
It's always a good opportunity for everyone, as you say. It's a representative football, quality of football's higher. Under pressure, they'll test you on everything. You're refereeing at the breakdown. Control of the game. And so far, the referee's handling it well, because it has been very willing at the breakdown. Tight contest and potentially now an 8-point ball game, but it's been very willing. The country girls just need to get some ball in hand, look to build some phases into the breeze, work hard, because it's not going to be easy to kick and get out of pressure. You've really got to keep ball in hand when the breeze is blowing this strong.
So Maleka adds the extras. It's an 8-point ball game here. City v Country, City leading. Country in the first half running up into the breeze. It's going to be O'Brien again with the drop kick. Taken well by Jamie Studdy. As the lights come on here in Bathurst. Country come up with it and secure ball at the breakdown. And there's Harvey. There's Chappell again, Georgia Chappell's a couple of good carries, gets to her knees. Ball spits out for Harvey. There's McKinnon. O'Brien can't come up with it. She loses it. Playing advantage. Costa has been everywhere. The 6. Wide ball, Maleka. Now what they can do. Lowe steps in off the left. Fortunately, Cameron can't come up with it. But some better football there. Some nice passing throughout the back line from the City side.
Gone to the lights early here this afternoon at Ann Ashworth as it gets a little bit gloomier.
So they're running the replacements, the City side. Marumalu in 16's on, Toya in 17 he's on. They're coming on in the front row. And Mia Barber in 23 from Sydney University goes on to the left wing. Looks like Sia Perez from the Penrith club in 11 is coming on as well. Looks like she's going to settle in at 13.
See what happens at scrum here. City had the early dominance, and now with the subs coming on, will that dominance continue, or will the country girls lay a nice strong platform here to mount a raid and get some continuity and get some flow into their game, because they've been struggling so far to get any real flow into the attack. See how we go.
Country scrum going backwards. Ball's at the back there for Harvey. Little free kick. They go to McKinnon. First chance for McKinnon to have a good run. Goes wider. Great hands there I think that was from Sheether, the 13. And no support at the breakdown, holding on there. It's unfortunate for Emily Sheether from the Mid-North Coast. Also plays in the Women's Hunter Wildfires squad alongside Maggie McConaughey, the number 7, as Maleka will find the line and does well, supported by the Breeze.
So you look to the front of the line out here. Looks like they're putting all 7 in. Secure possession will be the first priority here from the line out, and then look to use the backs.
They go to 4 in the line out. It's Scrappy. Maru Malu comes up with it. Now Maleka turns the 11 underneath. That's Sia Perez. They're queuing up out wide. There's Cameron. Good run. Needs some support at the breakdown. It arrives. Maleka. Low. Got space out on the left if they can use it. Low's caught up. Gets to ground. Loses the ball forward, and Country look to recycle. And Country are awarded a penalty.
City just offside there. Looking to put some pressure on the Country. Kick up, but unfortunately called offside. Country with the line out now, 22 out. Look to throw it at the front, secure possession, and then work their way out of trouble. Seems to be all in their half with the win behind the City girls. Country struggling to get out of their own half with any quality possession at all.
Ball tapped down. There's Craig. Maleka. Sia Perez in midfield in the 11. Gets to ground, needs some help. They arrive there. Craig at the base. There's Lowe. And Pritchard. 5 metres inside the touchline. Studdy, Jamie Studdy from Sydney University in 5. Lays the ball back. Levy. It's Willing at the breakdown. Yeah. And well done by the Country girls over the ball.
7 again.
There's the number 7. We spoke about her earlier, McConaughey, Maggie McConaughey.
Following in Jed Smith's shoes from the previous game. The 7's all over the top there. And Country girls have called for the scrum rather than going for the kick into the breeze and then the...
What is it with Country Rugby Union? They produce some great number 7s. No, I played with a few in my playing days. Ross Duncan was a Country Player of the Year for a number of years out this way.
Seems to be fearless at the breakdown, the Country 7s. Just get there straight on top of the ball. No presence of body at all. It's just, no, I'm going to do what the team need me to do here to secure the possession and get the ball for the team. As the ball comes out the back.
Ball spits out McKinnon, kicking back in Labrise. Can only make about 15 yards. Cleaned up by Cairns. Cairns is still going, working away to the far left. Cairns has got some space. Craig, Maleka, works off the right a couple of times. Maleka still going. 10 metres out. Now the City side, they lead 8 points to 0. 23 gone. There's Harden. Been strong in the opening 23, Harden. Ball's at the back for Craig. Levy.
Ooh. Country thought they had the ball there, but deemed not to put in their own weight over the top.
Referee Goldsmith wants to have a chat with the Country captain. Going to start losing patience. We've had a few penalties in the red zone. Country skipper Charlie Norton is just having a word to her players. Looks like they'll tap and go here. It'll be hard to stop the City side. They're driving towards the line. It looks like they'll be held up. Couldn't get it down. We'll come back for a goal line dropout. And Brom, this is one of these new rules that's come into rugby union. Do you like it?
I'd hate to be completely honest. You build the pressure, you get down there and you're held up. And rather than getting the old 5 metre attacking scrum, it's a dropout where you actually get forced back.
O'Brien's kick can find Cairns, and Cairns gets inside 15. A good run from Tamsin Cairns. Ball's at the back for Craig. There's Toya in the 17. And another penalty to the City side. Not releasing the tackle player. 8 points to 0. Referee Goldsmith has another chat to Charlie Norton. And I think that'll be the last warning. And will they point to the posts again and take the 3 to get it to an 11-point ball game? No, they go to Maleka. They play wider. They'll be hard to stop. They've got numbers on the left if they can get it there. And going to the sideline. They're still in. No. Referee Goldsmith
consulting with the assistant referee here. What's the decision going to be?
Having a chat now. Ball boys getting into the conversation as well. Referee Goldsmith awards the try. She's happy that there's been downward pressure, and City go out to a 13 points to 0 lead over the Countryside in this first half.
Proves to be a good decision to take the tap, turning down the 3 points. The City girls get the reward of the 5 points. The continued dominance in field position and possession sees the result in another 5 points to the City girls. They feel like they've been camped down there in the first half. It's tough getting out of your defensive quarter when the wind's in your face. And it's an icy wind at that as well. But the reward for effort there sees City skip out to a 13-point lead, 13-0. Country looking to shore up their defence on the fringes because that's where the City girls are starting to make a few metres. Getting in behind the Country girls and then playing off the back of that. Kick from right on the chalk on the far side of the field.
Good strong crowd here at Anne Ashwood Oval to see City v Country. We've seen the 14s boys and girls, 15s boys, and then now 16 boys and girls play. And in this one, the 18 girls, it's 13 points to 0 in favour of the City side. Stay with us on New South Wales Rugby TV. We'll have the 18 boys game coming up directly after this one, playing for the Michael Bryle Cup. And unfortunately, the City side can't add the extras, so the score remains 13 points to 0. 27 gone here in the first half. Plenty of hand warmers, plenty of beanies, plenty of parkas on this cold Bathurst afternoon, but it's dry and the field is in immaculate order. And Pete, the field is in a much better condition than most Sydney grounds at the moment. They've had a deluge of rain over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Regardless of how much rain there is, there's very rarely mud seen here in Bathurst on these fields. The purpose-built facilities here. I think there's now 8 fields stretched across Hereford Road.
Yeah, beautiful facility. So referee Goldsmith said the ball didn't go 10, so we'll have a scrum. City have opted for a scrum on halfway.
Great attacking opportunity here for the City girls. They'll be looking for another try leading into the break. It's going to be a very tough 6.5 minutes or so for the Country girls to defend with that wind in their face. But City be looking to use the ball, work off the back of the scrum and mount another raid on the Country line.
So Craig with the feed, Maleka out to the left. They play to Maleka, but they can't find her. Lowe comes up with it in 15. Jinks across field, beats one. Now lays it back. Ball's there for Craig. Now Holly Cameron. Gets the ball away. Nice little pop pass. And again on. There's the 17 in Toya down the left-hand side. Toya to Maleka. Maleka does well to stay in the field. They go to ground and look to recycle. Ball's there for Craig. And unfortunately a knock on there from Holly Cameron. But some nice play from Toya and Maleka down that left-hand side.
Great interchange of passes there. A few of the forwards linking up. I think there might have been a prop in space, and who doesn't like seeing a prop in space? Accelerating and then offloading to put the winger to advance the play. Another 20 metres, and Country find themselves once again on their 22 defending with a scrum feed under all sorts of pressure with 5 minutes left in the half.
Ball spits out for Harvey. Goes away to McKinnon. Uses Sheva. Harvey. O'Brien. O'Brien dummies. Looks to carry into midfield. Gets to a knee. Support arrives and they secure the ball. Ball back for Harvey. There's Pennell from the 2. Good break from Pennell. Gets to 40. Does well. They need to play off this quickly. They're set deep to the left. Ball's there for Harvey. It's slow. Harvey has a little dart around the base. They're still stacked up well to the left here, the Countryside, if they can get it there. McKinnon's at first receiver. The ball's slow. Goes to McKinnon now. Plays out wider. City quick off the line. Good solid defence there from Harden. Ball secured. Out to O'Brien. Plays wider. Ball goes in behind Kerr. Does well, Kerr. Jinks off the left. Met in midfield by City. Ball's there for Harvey again. Harvey plays wide. Bounce pass. But unfortunately it's gone forward off the chest. And referee Goldsmith awards the knock on. It'll be a City scrum. But better play there, better continuity, better use of the football.
Give the Country girls a bit of confidence there. First time with ball in hand where they've made an inroad and then playing off the back of it. Then it got a little bit scrappy as they got some slow ball. But credit to the City girls, they defended well there, got their line organised to put the Country girls back under some pressure. And once again, Country will be doing the defending.
Craig to Maleka. Looks to turn Sia Perez under, but takes it into contact. Met there by Charlie Norton. Here's Harden. Good run. Good support there as well. They work back to the left. Levi in the 19. Willing defence by Country. Maru Malu loses it backwards. Finds the 10 in Maleka. Linking up out wide. Good pick up there by the left wing. There's Toya. And unfortunately the tackle has to release. There was no clear release there from Country. They go quickly through Craig. Craig makes 10. Annie Craig from the Sydney University Club in Sydney. Good little hand off there from Maru Malu. They're within 5. Craig has the ball. And Country strip it off and win and secure. Little box kick from Harvey.
It's a great chase.
Now, Stacks on the mill. And a little knock on there from Tasman Cairns. So they're defending well, the Countryside.
That was a great chase after it was a wobbler of the kick, but the Country girls gave a good chase, put the City girls under some pressure to force the mistake, and now they get the scrum feed. With only a couple of minutes left in the half, they'll be holding on for dear life here not to concede another try with the half-time bill within sight.
So at half-time in this one, we'll be chatting with New South Wales Super W coach Campbell Aitken. So stay with us at the half-time break. Here's McKinnon dancing inside her own 20. Gets her arms free. Country look to play down that far right-hand side. Kerr, beautiful pass on the outside. And now Country have got a chance. They get inside City's half. For one of the first times in this opening half. Ball's there for Harvey. O'Brien. There's the skipper in Norton. It's been stripped by Harden, who's been terrific in the 7. There's Toya. The Country win the penalty right on the stroke of half-time. Here's O'Brien. She wants to play on quickly. She needs some help there at the breakdown. Gets the ball away to Harvey. Now they go wide to Norton. Here's Shever. And now to the 11 in Neville. Neville skips off the left. Here goes Neville into contact. Support arrives. Craig's over the ball for City. Harvey's got it at the back. Now O'Brien. Good carry from O'Brien. They come back to the left. There's Pennell. Made a nice break earlier in this half, Pennell. And yet again another infringement. Will Harvey look to play quickly? She does. Wide sweeping pass to McKinnon. There's space on the right if they can use it. They're queuing up. McKinnon, dummy, steps off the left. Can't get through. There's Shever. Well done from Charlie Norton. She secured the possession. Wide ball, O'Brien. The ball was at her feet, and unfortunately it's a knock on.
I think there's a penalty.
It's a penalty to... Looks like it's a penalty to the City side.
For Country offside. From the knock-on.
Accidental offside.
Yeah. Good enterprising play there from the Country girls, though. That'll give them some confidence going into half-time. They used the ball well there, made some inroad, made some metres, and got some good phases connected up there. So hopefully they can talk through that come the half-time whistle and think, right over the second half, just got to do more of the same, get in behind the City girls, play some good enterprising ball movement, and look to recreate that in the second half, but it all came from a few quick taps and a few penalties that they earned at the breakdown from the Country girls.
So right on half-time here, City side lead 13 points to 0. They secure a ball through Cameron, and now they go out to the midfield. Wide sweeping pass, and there's Fusi. Fusi in the 13, good strong run. Short ball. Maleka steps off the right. She's been good in this first half. Maleka. Ball's there for Craig. Low. Finds Maru Malou. Craig, slower ball. Low, running across field. Finds Cameron. Unfortunately, a knockdown by Country, and that will see the end of the first half. You're watching City Country Representative Junior Footy here on New South Wales Rugby TV. We will break and be back with second half action and Campbell Aitken shortly.
You want the best for your kids, which is why you sent them to a great school. But nothing quite prepares you for when the school fees come in. At EdStart, we believe education is the world's most powerful investment. We offer payment plans you can control so that school fees don't hold back your finances. We're helping families across Australia take the stress out of the family budget while their kids get a great education. Visit edstart.com.au and see how EdStart can help you.
The New South Wales Positive Rugby Foundation is New South Wales Rugby's official charity and social impact partner. Our vision is to champion well-being through rugby, and within that we have 3 goals. Number 1 is to make a positive difference to the health and well-being of our rugby communities. Number 2 is to fund high quality community resources and programs that everyone can get access to. And the last one is to enable more people to experience the core values, life skills and opportunities
unique to rugby union.
So from Manly to Mudgee or Warunga to Walgett, we're in it for the love of rugby and we're in it to make a massive difference. We start raising funds through our corporate and private coterie memberships and donations so we can turn $1 into $4 through corporate, philanthropic and government partnerships. And over the last 3 years, that's enabled us to invest well over $1 million back into community rugby. And that's what the New South Wales Positive Rugby Foundation is all about.
Welcome back to Anne Ashwood Oval, and I'm joined by New South Wales Super W coach Campbell Aiken. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
You must be really impressed with what you've been seeing out there from the under-18 girls.
Yeah, it's great. It's great just to see these two teams out here having a go at each other. There's a number of players that we're aware of and have been in our program for a few years now, so it's good to see them going head-to-head.
So when you look at a game like this with your coaching hat on, your selector's hat on, what are you actually looking for in a player?
Yeah, just the basics. So players that can catch pass at the right time and commit defensively at the right time and not running across the field, etc., etc. But it's just those basics. A number of these kids haven't probably been coached how to play the 15s game properly, and so it's just little glimpses here and there of what we can see of a glimpse of talent. We think, yeah, we'll invest in her.
And we were talking to Clev at the last game at half-time and the pathway. These girls coming through a similar pathway channel as to the boys through the state championships?
Yeah, so we're just beginning to build that for the girls. It has been a big piece that's been missing for us, is that pathway for the girls. So what next for them? And they come here and there's a number of obviously competing codes looking for talent the same as us, and so we've got to provide a pathway, and this plays a huge part in that. And yeah, we'll see a number of these girls playing Super W in the next couple of years.
So where to now for these girls? Is there a similar Gen Blue program for these girls to progress in 18s and 20s?
Yeah, so this is us just starting this year. We are first sort of Gen Blue program, so we'll pick a squad of about 30 or 40 from here and the best of the Jack Scott Cup, who will then play in the Chikarovsky Cup, which is our sort of NPC, we call it. And then we'll pick another squad from there, predominantly under 18s, that will train with us from September through to December, and with a view to a number of them making the final Super W squad.
Awesome. And if we look ahead, your Super W girls, a lot of them will be going over to New Zealand to compete in the World Cup. How are we looking?
Yeah, I think it'll be a hard ask for them, given that they'll be up against a number of nations that are full-time programs. So I think success will probably be getting out of the group, to be perfectly honest. And then I think it's the next World Cup that we should really be targeting, and a number of these girls out here should be playing in that World Cup. So yeah, it's...
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Exciting times for rugby in Australia, but also for women's rugby, which is progressing and going from strength to strength. So thank you for joining us, Campbell.
And thanks for all your support as well. It's great.
Terrific. Campbell Aiken there, ladies and gentlemen, our Super W Waratahs coach, as the second half is underway. And it's Kerr giving chase, receives the ball inside her 22. And they recycle possession. A number of replacements on. There's Lucy Green in the 21 for the Countryside. Out to McKinnon. 13 points to nil down the Country Girls, but they're with the wind in the second half. There's some space here on the left, and there's some jet shoes on the left wing. Country making an incisive break, links up, gets a ball back inside, and that's Martin. Martin in the 22's inside 20, and she's going all the way. And Pete, that was a beautiful bit of play. We'll see on replay. I think it was a wide pass from McKinnon to set the left winger away. I think that was Harriet Neville down the left wing. And in jersey number 22, Anastasia Martin from Central North scores one underneath the dot.
It all looked to go a little bit pear-shaped down inside the 22, and they looked to shift the ball. They had players in the way of the 12, and they went out the back, and it ended up being a godsend because there was space, and the girls found some pace to finish it off. It's a great start to the second half because the running was all with the City girls in the first half, and now the Country girls, it's like they've swapped jerseys at half time, continuing the dominance with the breeze, although the breeze does seem to have dropped a little bit as we're starting to get a little bit of light mizzle here in Bathurst.
Well, we spoke about it, Pete. Was it a 5, a 7, a 10-point breeze? But the breeze, it has dropped off as the little bit of weather comes in now.
Just see the drops falling on the concrete below us here. There's a few raindrops coming. I don't know what the players prefer, the breeze or the rain. I'd never liked running into the breeze myself when I was playing, but it's completely different when it gets wet. The handling becomes more difficult. Got to stop those long passes and look to tighten things up a little bit. But
so the conversion successful, so it's 13 points to 7 in favour of the City side. As Country secure the ball, and this game has really shifted in momentum. There's Lucy Green at the base, playing wide to the try scorer Martin, and O'Brien in the headgear. Green. So the coaches have really pulled the substitutions for the Countryside in the second half. Ball's at the back for Lucy Green. There's Anderson. Green working back short side.
ooh. Country looking to launch another raid down that left-hand side, and there's been a knock-on by City, so we'll see a scrum to Country, but Country looking to use the blind side early in this second half and testing the City defence on that left edge.
Good scrum. Green plays out to McKinnon. Try scorer Martin. McKinnon on the wrap. McKinnon straight through. McKinnon. Cover comes across. They do well to wrap her up. McKinnon on the 50. Looks like City are over the ball strongly, but the City player was on a knee. Here goes Norton, but unfortunately Charlie's got to go back and play it on the mark. But all of a sudden,
Country full of running, and they're off again.
now they play out to the middle. Replacement player, Pointy. Ball's there for Green. Goes to Anderson, runs back into traffic, Anderson. Need to release the tackle player, Green. Now wider to Norton, sweeping pass behind Kerr. Goes back and mops it up. Good tackle there from Cairns. But Kerr does well and support arrives. O'Brien. Now away to McKinnon. Oh, heavy contact there. Very well read from Studdy. Country secure again. They're going backwards a little bit. Loose ball. And really willing defence there from the City side.
Country have come out in the second half full of passing and running and looking to lift the tempo of the game with quick taps and getting in behind the City girls and a few stray passes going behind, giving City an opportunity now with the scrum 22 out, but the Country girls have come out with full vigour in the second half, looking to use the ball and be positive in attack.
Hamish Bayliss and Peter Bromley here on New South Wales Rugby TV for City Country Junior representative boys and girls fixtures here at Anne Ashwood Oval in Bathurst. Stay with us. There's an under-18 boys fixture directly after this for the Michael Bryle Cup. Ball spits out. Green harasses her opposite number. Ball secured by City. Maleka. Takapatolo. Costa. Scored the opening try, Ella Costa. And a penalty to the City side. So 13 points to 7. And Maleka will look to plug a corner.
This Country guilty of not rolling away there, not giving the City girls a chance to recycle the possession. Even though Country looked to have secured it with a good pilfer, but you can't pilfer until your tackler rolls away to free it up for the attacking team.
So Volkman with the throw. The number 2. It's a 7 player set in the line out, a full line out. Toya set up at number 1 in the line out. Costa at 4. They throw Studdy up at the 2. Can't win the ball. Ball goes over. And referee Goldsmith says double knock on. And it'll be a Country scrum.
Country sending out a few replacements here to keep the tempo up with some fresh legs. I wonder if the Country girls will throw caution to the wind and have a run, or whether they just go for the safety of the touchline and get themselves out of a bit of trouble. They look good with ball in hand in the second half so far, Country.
Good scrum. Green goes back to McKinnon. She finds some space. Does well, McKinnon. Good kick. It's been cleaned up there. It's by Pritchard in the 18. Who got a hand off to Lowe. Ball's there now. Here's Levi. Levi 19. Breaks through 1. Still going. Ball slow to come out. Maleka. Looks out wide. Can find number 22 in Cairns. Cairns gets to 20. They recycle. Ball's at the back for Lowe. Maleka. Costa. Good willing defence there. They recycle well to a Pelotu. Now Toya. Toya's lost it. Country come up with it. There's the number 20. There's Anderson. Anderson's over halfway. Lowe coming at her. Lowe grasses up. Beautiful tackle. City arrive on the scene. So do Country. Norton. Wide sweeping pass away to Morris. They're all offside and referee Goldsmith will have none of it. But Green, will she go quickly? Green goes to the mark. Real momentum shift. Here's Charlie Norton, the skipper. Norton. Country coming home the better. Green, wide ball. Finds the 7 in McConaughey. Bounce pass. Sloppy ball. Reardon cleans up. Now they've got numbers. That's Neville on the left wing. Good work at the breakdown from City. It looks like they've secured the ball. Now they shift back to Toya. Somehow Country have come up with it. And there's Neville again. She's got some serious pace as we saw in that first try to Neville. As the rain starts to come down here in Bathurst, Pete.
And Country mounting numerous raids here. A great line break there. And then feeding off the back of it was the captain, Norton, who looked to go quickly to continue putting the City girls under pressure. But they're full of running, the Country girls, in this second half. Playing with plenty of confidence, still looking to shift the ball despite the weather conditions. Now City with the line out. But Country will look to spoil and then go on another raid because they're looking full of running and full of energy in this second half, playing with some good confidence.
Ball goes over the back. City secure it. Real scramble there, that line out. And referee Goldsmith says there's a knock on from Country. So now conditions worsening here. It's going to be hard for ball handling in this wet. A lot of the crowd now trying to
get inside,
seek some cover.
Inside to the warmth and maybe find themselves with a hot cup of tea or coffee is the order of the day. But they're scurrying indoors.
Must make mention of the two number 6s in these teams, as I'll come back to that. Maleka goes wide, low, nice run around. They've got some space. They've lost it here. Martin can't come up with it. Double knock on. Both number 6s in this side. Ella Costa for the City side and the skipper Charlie Norton for the Country side. Have both had game time for the Super W Waratahs side. And they're both showing us why today. Ella Costa scored that opening try, and Charlie Norton for the Country side has been in everything this afternoon.
No, it's been a good battle to watch the 6s. They've been in each other's grills at the breakdown, fighting fiercely for their team's possession. It's been a good battle so far on the flank.
Lucy Green feeds it, spits out. Goes to Reardon. Reardon finds Martin. There's Charlie Norton. Finds the number 8, Lily Bone. City do well over the breakdown and secure it with a turnover. Real arm wrestle now this second half. Tuipulotu, bounce pass. Levi can't come up with it. She dives on it. Now Maleka. Not wanting to kick the ball. Cairns can't come up with it, and it's a knock on.
Offside penalty there. Do give Country a chance to potentially play on quickly. They look to they don't go to the line.
There's still 20 minutes left in this one, Pete, so there's plenty of time for Country.
Well, there's still plenty of time to play, and the Country girls have been very good with ball in hand in this second stanza so far, and they'll look to continue that as they go to the line out and mount another raid. But the City girls are playing with a lot of confidence here, and they'll be hard to turn away by the City girls in this second half.
Loose ball. Ella Costa comes up with it, the 6 for the City side. Does well. The light's starting to take effect here in Bathurst. And a penalty to the City side.
Piggybacking the City girls out of trouble. Loose line out. Then a penalty to give City a chance to kick into their half and then mount some pressure. And that's exactly what the Country girls would have liked to have done from that line out. Secure possession and then mount another raid, but instead this time it's the City girls who'll get a chance.
So it looks like Martha Harvey is back on in the 9 for the Country side, and her brother Sid Harvey will be representing the Country under 18s boys coming up in around 25 minutes. So stay with us on New South Wales Rugby TV for all that action. And also thanks to Tom and Toby and Cooper and all the production team behind the scenes in putting this production together. Great effort given the conditions that are deteriorating for us now as Country use the ball. 22 out, running across field is the 16 in Hope Millard. Harvey's got the ball at the base. Goes to Charlie Norton. Keeps her feet. Does well, Norton. Scrappy pass and Chappell cleans up. Harvey looks up. Another loose ball. There's Norton. Only knows one way, Charlie Norton. And a penalty is forthcoming to Country. Harvey plays on quickly. Another bounce pass. Good run there from Kerr. Held up high. Kerr into first receiver. Nice little tip on. O'Brien. Nice wide ball. Harvey back in the midfield. Nice willing contact. Chappell. Wider ball to Martin, the try scorer. Links up with Neville on the left wing. Can't find enough space for Neville at the moment. Harvey will dart down the left. Martha Harvey finds some space. She's over 50, comes to fullback in Lowe, and Lowe wraps her up. Harvey gets a ball away. Neville Glovers, but City come up with it through Lowe, who came up with that tackle. Needs some help now. They arrive on the scene, but City come up with the footy. Good counter ruck from Country. City have come up with it through Maleka. Ball's at the back for Tuipulotu. She plays out wider now. And City want to run. No one sitting back in the pocket looking for the clearing kick. Ball's there for Tuipulotu. They work round the corner and Tuipulotu opts for the box kick only to find Kerr. Bouncing ball. Kerr does well. On 40. Gets her arms free. There's Chappell, the prop. Ball's been in play for a while. There could be some opportunities here. Harvey. There's Norton. Good short ball to the 8 in Bone. Bone gets over the 22. And there could be some problems here for the City side. And Pete, all of a sudden the Countryside have been a different team in the second half.
Mate, they're really testing the City defence. Great line break by Martha, darting down the far touchline, and then off the back of that, you see Georgia Norton creating space, offloading, giving it to the 8, who I think is currently down receiving attention.
Yeah, it's Lily Bone.
After that run. But no, Country have been full of running, playing with a lot of confidence in the second half. They've got a real sense that they're on the verge of getting another try. Just got to stay patient, keep building the pressure, because I think something might break soon.
So 13 points to 7. Lily Bone receiving some attention. Only 15 minutes to go in this one. And then we'll have the under-18 boys clash, which will be a hotly contested game. Plenty of stars, young up-and-coming stars in that one, as Lily's being carried off in a fair bit of discomfort.
I'll come back for the penalty now to Country. Wonder what was discussed in that huddle.
So Pete,
go to the line, go to the tap.
You take the 3. Get it to a 3-point ball game. There's still 14 minutes. Doesn't look like they will. Looks like they'll throw Chappell up for a hit up in midfield. They do. Chappell up high. Works to the ground. Harvey. Ball's there, but it's been knocked on by Harvey, unfortunately. Good pressure around the ruck from the City side.
They've got the field position now, the Country girls. Hopefully they can put the City girls under some pressure. And City with the breeze dying off, will they look to the comfort of the sideline with a clearing kick, or will they use the ball with some pace out wide that they've got? But it's another hotly contested game here. I don't think there'll be much between the sides come full time, which is some 12 minutes away.
Well, we saw the under-16 boys just stay in the fight, stay in the fight. They were courageous, and they ended up being 1-point winners with only 13 men left on the park. Here's Maleka, tries to get a boot to ball. She gets it away. Can only find the 22. Now Country come up with it. Inside the 22. Ball's there for Harvey. Now they go to Pennell. Harvey again. O'Brien has Norton outside but looks to carry. Norton from the base. There's the try scorer, Martin. Oh, heavy contact, and Tuipulotu comes up with it. All of a sudden, City on the attack now. Ball's at the back for Tuipulotu. But a penalty to the City side, and that relieves some good pressure, but that tackle on Martin in the midfield.
That was big. A bone rattler. You see the ball spewing out in the contact. It was a heavy hit. Country being guilty a couple of times today of an error, then compounding that error by giving away a penalty to relieve all the pressure that they had built up. City get a chance now to play with ball in hand, put some pressure on the Country girls.
Maleka can't find the touch. Kirk can get it. There's Lucy Green. She finds Anderson. Martha Harvey. Country just needs some momentum. There's a penalty. Will Harvey go quickly? Harvey taps and go. Oh, no.
City girls have been guilty about loitering after they've made a tackle on the deck, enabling any flow for the Country girls whatsoever.
It's a referee, Ella Goldsmith, just having a chat with Costa, the 6 from the City side. Referee Goldsmith's done a fantastic job in this one. And here's Chappell wanting to take another run forward. Been great this afternoon. Here's Harvey at the base. Charlie Norton, the skipper, gets a hand off to O'Brien. Back to Norton. Wide sweeping pass, and then a boot to ball from Reardon. It's been touched by the City side, but they didn't play at it. So it'll be a... No, they're saying it's a Country throw in.
As more subs come on. For the last 10 minutes.
5 in the line out. They throw Norton up at the front.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the tap down, Volkman couldn't come up with it for the City side. So we're getting into that time now, Pete. 10 minutes to go. Country need to take the opportunity and convert some pressure into points.
They're running out of opportunities, but I think if they stay patient, they're looking the better. So hopefully secure the scrum position here, then use the ball and get back down, then mount some more raids on that City try line.
Free kick. Away they go. Country. Quick play from Harvey. Got to be taken at the base of the scrum, the back of the scrum. Pointy takes it forward. Met in midfield by Toya. Tuipulotu plays to Toya again. It's a good run from Toya in the 8. There's some momentum for the City side. Tuapolotu plays out at the back to Maleka. There's Fusi in the 13. Gets the ball away. I think that's Levi in 19. Tuapolotu plays short to Maleka on the right. They're looking good here. There's Cairns in the 22. Still going Cairns. Brought down 7 out. Ball's at the back for Costa. Little pick and go around the edge. He's already scored 1 today, Costa. Ball's there for City. Could this be the nail in the coffin? There's a little pick and go around the edge. Ball again at the back. There's Harden wants to go. She's up high, needs to get down. Harden, can she get it over?
Held up.
Oh, held up.
Coming back for a penalty, or I think there might be a penalty advantage.
I think you're spot on, Pete. Referee Goldsmith says they were offside around the base. Tuapolotu looks to go quickly. She will. Finds Brown. Brown will be hard to stop. She's up high. Needs to work to a knee, Brown. It looks like the ball's been stolen and Norton comes up with it. They shift wide. There's Martin straightens. Met well by City. Driving defence. They'll do well to get out of this. Norton's there at the breakdown. City driving over. Maleka's played the ball on the ground. Norton goes quickly. Makes 10. Gets a little one-hand hand off to the 14 in Morris. It's all a bit chaotic here in the final minutes. And that's a kick from Martha Harvey. Ball bouncing. It's retrieved by Tuapolotu. O'Brien's over the ball, strong. City arrive in numbers. They work back to the left. Ball's there for Tuapolotu. Finds O'Donnell. Good run from O'Donnell. Tuapolotu now. Costa. Costa, nice little tip off to Cameron, who's well met. Work back short side. Maleka in the pocket. Sees some space down the left-hand edge. Kerr giving chase. Kerr's there. She's got time. Does well, Kerr. Comes back. Kerr's finds some space. Oh, O'Donnell wraps her up in partnership with Fusi. Ball's been in play for a long period. Space out to the left if O'Brien can get it there. They find it. Here's Martin. Can she link up? Martin. Now to Neville. Neville down the left-hand side. Back inside to Martin. Martin's got space. Martin, she's got 20 and there's no one behind her. Martin will get there and score a double. To the rapturous applause from the country folk here at Bathurst. But it's Anastasia Martin scoring a double. And again, we see the left-hand break down there in partnership with Harriet Neville. But it's Anastasia Martin getting a double.
It was great work from the country girls. There was space out there. They knew they had to get it wide to take advantage, and a couple of long passes frees up the speedster. Makes the break. Avoids a high shot. Here we see it again. Here she goes. Bumps away from one.
It's the ball there from Neville that created it.
And then she's off. And she's done very well to bring it around to a nice position for a conversion to potentially put them in front 14-13. But it's still not over. There's time. There's 4 minutes left.
This has almost been a mirror image of the under-16 boys. It was all City. They looked like they had the game in full control. And O'Brien adds the extras. And all of a sudden, the country girls get out by a point. But Pete, we saw this in the under-16 boys. The City side had all the running. They had all the momentum. And then all of a sudden, the country sides have stayed in the fight. They've shown a lot of courage. And they lead by a point.
Mate, it is literally a carbon copy. And it's going to be a very tense finish here. The crowd's getting involved now. They've come out of the clubhouse to finish this game off.
4 to go. Country retrieve the ball off the kick-off. They need to release. Tackle player gets to a knee. Harvey. Now to Green, wide ball to Norton. They're looking to run. Norton in midfield. Well met, gets her arms free. Harvey comes back to the right. They'll look to kick. There's no one at home. Lowe giving chase for the City side. Well, that's Tuapolotu. Tuapolotu recovers, beats Kerr. Still going Tuapolotu. Now they work back to the left with Maleka. Looking to use the footy. But unfortunately a knock on, and I think it's fatigue as well, Brom. As there's a little bit of a scrap.
Bit of push and shove.
And tensions are starting to fray a little bit. And neither side needs that with only 3 minutes left in the game. It's been a willing contest. It's been a great contest to this point.
And it has been a great contest. No girl wanting to take a backward step there as it gets very close to the finish. The City girls know the importance of it. So making that error, a little bit of frustration creeping in for the City girls.
The two skippers being called out, Charlie Norton and Ella Costa, both number 6s.
They've been at each other all day, trying to get the dominance of the breakdown for their respective sides. They've got 2 minutes to finish things off. Referee calling for a bit of calm, I think. Very hard when it's this close with only 2 minutes left on the clock. And we're coming back to the scrum.
Well, this will be a willing scrum. As the crowd really starting to get vocal here at Anne Ashwood Oval.
The Brollies are down now, but it's only the Braves coming out of the clubhouse. It's hard to take your eyes off the contest because it's so tense.
Minute and a half on the clock. Martha Harvey comes down the short side. She's got 2 on 1. Harvey's in and away. Costa coming across. Costa gets her, drags her in a touch.
Great defence.
And like a good blindside flanker, comes across and in cover. But Martha Harvey, great speed off the mark.
She sniped a couple of times. She made a good break down the far touchline from a breakdown, and that time from the back of the scrum, she was off. Saw half a gap and put them right down in the corner here.
Tuapolotu passes back to Maleka. They got some work to do. They're in the in goal. They'll do well to get out of this. Maleka's in the in goal. She's held up. It's not coming out of there.
Or is it?
They've got acres of space to work in. It's the biggest in goal in world rugby. And it's still alive. And referee Goldsmith says we'll come out for a 5-yard scrum. Country ball.
Will we see another dart from the back of the scrum base from Martha? She's been threatening with a little snipes down the short side. We might see another one here because there's going to be a very generous 25 metre or so blindside for her to work with.
I'm sure it's on here, Pete. She's got such good speed off the mark. Kerr's coming across here to the right-hand side. They're set up 4 to the left, 2 to the right. It's Kerr and a right winger in the 14, Morris. Ball's at the back for Norton. Ball spits out. Norton, can she link up? Taken by her opposite number. Now Kerr gets the ball away to Morris. Morris does well. Ball's at the back for Harvey. Plays across to number 16, Millard. Millard runs across field to make it into midfield. Still going Millard.
It's tense.
Crowd very, very vocal behind the home side. There's Harvey. Ball's at the back for Harvey. They work left to Green. Now again, there's Martin. Anastasia Martin. She's got some gas. Martin can't find Neville on the left. Ball's at the back. City coming through from the side, but unfortunately the countryside were holding on there at the breakdown. So the time has expired on our clock. But the sole judge of time is Ella Goldsmith. It's very, very tense here on the sidelines.
They're going to the line out. There hasn't been much joy from line outs. Securing possession, so we'll see how we go. The option to tap and go and keep ball in hand. Country be looking to get up here and spoil the ball.
So we're deep into overtime here. The countryside looking for back-to-back victories here in the under-16 competition. The boys were successful 13-12. Can the girls be successful? City secure the ball, but it's scrappy and slow ball. There's Toya in the 8 looking for a carry. Still going Toya, running across field. Great defence there from the country girls. And holding on at the breakdown, not releasing the tackle play. They go quickly through Maleka. Got some numbers here if they can find Cairns. Cairns will do well to stay in. She can't. And that is the last play of the game. And again, the courage that has been shown by these country girls to come back from a 13 points to 0 deficit at half-time and be successful 14 points to 13 and win the Grace Hamilton Shield. What a great win, Pete.
Mate, amazing. The girls never gave up. They kept fighting to fight back, securing the victory late.
Terrific pictures down there with Cooper getting right up and in close there. There's Charlie Norton, who was fantastic, the skipper, the number 6 for the countryside. Also Maggie McConaughey, the number 7, and also Martha Harvey, who set it alight late in that game at number 9. And to the 2-try hero, Anastasia Martin from Central North, wearing jersey number 22.
Mate, what a battle. There's been 2 great contests decided by a lone point.
So we will break here from Anne Ashwood Oval. Stay with us on New South Wales Rugby TV. Up next is the under-18 boys fixture, the City Country. You're watching New South Wales Rugby TV.